So, okay, guys, can you just confirm you're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, we are seeing.
Okay, so fine. So far, we have discussed OWD. When we use OWD by default it will be public. And okay, so if it is a private, then only we come up with a concept called sharing of record. So if I want to share the records, so I can use role hierarchies or sharing rules. I can also do like manual sharing. So single record, I can just go and sharing like as a manual. So this is how it will work. The visibility opens up with organization-wide defaults. So this is the first level of access which we are giving for the record. So if it is a public, okay, anyone can access. But if it is a private, only owners can access. Role hierarchies, like we can control through role hierarchy. So this will again act as a owner. Okay, so if I have like sharing rules based on some criteria, so I can share the records, and through manual sharing also without condition, we can share the records. So this is like, okay, entire like we have discussed. And okay, organization wide default. So we need to understand one more point here is like at profile level, if something is modifiable. So if we like have something, okay, let's consider I have a account object. So for this account object or contact object or a custom object like which we created, so payment object. So for that payment object, if something, okay, at profile level, if we specify modify all, so that means, okay, it will be like overridden entire like all this, okay, OWDs, role hierarchy, sharing rules, manual sharing. So okay, everything it will be overridden. Overridden means like, okay, so finally, okay, all the users like can able to see that records. Okay, so who and all like under that profile. So let's take we have a profile, right? Like a read only profile we have created. So we have like 7 users within that profile. So all users can able to see the records. Okay, even if it is like, okay, controlled by the OWD, so it will not applicable. So if you have like modify all, so you have to check, okay, something like when happens like if any user like saying that, okay, so I'm able to see the data which should not be actually seen by me or my colleagues. So in that case, you have to go to profile, you have to check like whether it is view all and modify all permission as given. So ideally it should not be given view all and modify all permission to the users. Okay, only system admin will be having like view all and modify all. So that means, okay, if we have like at profile level view all and modify all, so it will be overridden. So it will have like access to all users on that specific object. So even like if you set these like role hierarchies, sharing rules, public groups, queues, okay, all this will not consider if you give like modify all, okay, or view all at profile level, right? So we have discussed all these like public groups we have created yesterday. So within last session, like we have seen how to create public groups, how to add users, okay, to this public group, and how we can utilize that public group, okay, while creating sharing rules. We have seen that. And we have also created queues. Queues are, okay, something which will start like first and last basis. So if I have a user, like if I'm on the first position, so I can be access that record as an initial. And okay, so I can also set those users as owners. So the major advantage with this queue is like, okay, so we can set as a owner, but through public group we cannot set user as a owner. But through queue, if I have a queue and if I am a member of that queue, but okay, so that record which is created by, let's take, okay, SVRK user, SVRK logged in, he created that record. But okay, so he is in this queue, okay, member. So if he is in the queue member, so who and all like, okay, within that queue member, so with that criteria, so if that criteria meets, okay, then all the users like which are under these queues can able to see that record, and they will also be owners of that record. Okay, so they will also be owners of that record. So if something happens on that record, so if they want like if they want to just give approval, so they can, okay, so give approval, so based on first to first. Okay, so the major difference, like public groups cannot be act as a owner to the record. They will only get access to the record. But queues are something, okay, they will be acting as a direct like owner itself. Okay, so if you just go back and if you just open any our application, And if you just open like doctors, open any record, one thing like this is a sharing, okay, manual sharing, right? So this, okay, so we can control. And the second, like if you want to just have something like, okay, so where is that, like owner? So do we have field owner here? Yeah, so this is the owner. So here, like you can see one more option like change. So owner right now, which is a user, if I just click change, so here like you can see either user or a queue. So yesterday like we have created one queue, right? So we can assign that queue. Yesterday like we created queue NA users doc. Okay, so before doing this, you just check, okay, whether he's like, okay, queue NA doc user or not. So okay, then like you can just apply this. So with this, like, and also like we can just send a notification email. Okay, so if that for that user, so it will be sending a notification, so stating that, okay, so like who and all users available within this queue, let's consider, okay, SVRK or any other users, it will send that, okay, so boss, okay, from now you will be the owner for this like Ramesh D record. Okay, so owner like we are changing, so with queue, users can be the owners or queues also can be the owners. Okay, now if you can see, okay, so this for this record, owner will be multiple, not a single. So it will be multiple. So that we can control through a queue. So if I create a queue, so if I just assign multiple users to that queue, okay, so now I can control a record level access to a multiple owners, not a single owner. So it is having like multiple owners. Now, okay, all owners will be notified by a mail. Okay, so all, okay, will be getting one email. Let me check that email. Yeah, I haven't received any mail because like might be, okay, so I'm not the member of this queue. Anyways, okay, I'm the owner. So anyways, like I have like created this. So I'm the owner for this record. Like I can able to see it. But okay, so owner can be like single or multiple. So if I want to set multiple owners to a record, so based on like some criteria, then okay, so we can just create a queue and we can assign that queue as a owner. Yeah, someone is saying like got a mail, right?
Yeah, I got a mail.
Okay, so you received a mail, right? Like what is the subject?
Okay. Doctor transferred to you. Dr. Ramesh D has been assigned to you. Please click on the link below to view the record.
Okay, so right. So now, okay, you will be the owner for this like Ramesh D. Okay, so previously, if you want to just check, okay, who and all available under this like queue. So yesterday, like we have created queues, right? So within that queue, like who all the members? One is like SVRKA, and the second is public group. Also, we can assign a group of members. We can assign in a queue, and a single users also we can assign, and role based also we can assign. That we have seen yesterday. And okay, so it is having like multiple users here. All these users, okay, will be notified through a mail. Okay, so now, okay, you will be the owner for this record. Okay, so what we are trying to do here, like, okay, one thing is like we are sharing the record, so through a public group. And the second, okay, so we are changing the owner also. If I want to change the owner to multiple users, then we have to go with the queue. Is it clear? So when we will be using queue, when we'll be using public group. Public group is something, okay, so which they will get access only. Okay, so but they can't do, they can't act as a owner. Owner means, okay, we can just do some other changes, like, okay, if I want to just approve this report, maybe, okay, in future, like we will be creating some sort of approval process. Okay, so if I want to just approve this record before doing any action, so then in that case, okay, this queue can also act as a owner, and they can also approve. Okay, so these users can also approve. So irrespective of the owner, so these will be acting as a owner, and these people can also approve this report. So that is the additional advantage with the queue. Okay, so public group are something which are just, okay, getting access only. They can't even approve or reject. So the process and all. Okay, so only we can use this public group under a queue. Then okay, so if I have a queue, then I can just control record access, like access, and as well as it will act as a owner. Right? So is it clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, so fine. Okay, so it's good. Let me just okay, it's being recorded. Fine. Okay, so far like okay, we have seen like admin concepts one by one, like we are going through. So we have seen like data migration. So within this, like we have talked about like data loader and data import wizard, and then security. We have seen profiles, roles, public groups, queues, OWD, sharing rules, manual sharings, and okay, so permission sets also we have created. And okay, so user management, like how we create users and how we assign profiles, roles, okay, all we have seen. And okay, we can activate or deactivate. Once user is created, we cannot delete the user, but we cannot we can deactivate the user or we can freeze the user. Okay, we can just like change the passwords, like if I want to do or if I want to change the email IDs, we can change. Okay, we can change the owner, so for the user. Likewise, we have seen all the user record. Okay, how we can just modify user management, like how we can do everything, like we have seen, we have gone through it, like a security model. So with this, okay, we can just complete the security model. You have to just okay go through each and every, and you have to just create like then you will be getting okay so more exposure. So we can control okay at profile, which is basically for the schema level. Okay, so role is basically like from the for the record level. Public group, okay, so if I want to just share some sort of records with a few people, then we will use public groups. Queues, okay, so just we have discussed queues are used like these will be records will be shared with them, and also they will be acting as a warner. OWD, this is the like okay initial access, okay, which we will be getting for the record level. So that is from the OWD. Sharing rules, if OWD is private, then okay, so we'll have a sharing rule concept. And we have also seen like roles and role hierarchy as well. So role hierarchy we can just set, and manual sharing we have seen like for a single record we can do. Permission sets, basically if I want to give additional permissions to a certain users, like if they have already connected with one profile, we cannot connect another profile. So if I want to just assign okay new set of permissions, new set of access to those users like which are connected with a single profile, then we will go with this like permission set. Right, so with this, like we can conclude the security model. So security model within Salesforce. Okay, so if you have any queries like while doing okay, so practice or something, so always okay, you can just feel free to ask. Right. Okay, so let's talk about like next topic like automation. So now we will be discussing workflow, process builder. Okay, so these are the like automation access. Okay, automation actions like we do have. So within Salesforce. Okay, so let's discuss about those like. So these are the like automation. Okay, so tools like we do have in Salesforce, workflows and process builder. So let's discuss the first okay workflows. Workflows like okay, which are automated tools, okay, which are given by Salesforce. Okay, so in Salesforce, like if I want to just do some sort of okay business logic, so which will allow okay, so some sort of rules, we have to define a rule, and based on that rule, okay, it will automate the actions. We don't need to bother okay, so whether it is like happening okay or like every time. So if I want to just send some sort of actions, we don't need to okay worry about like we don't need to go individual record, and we don't need to so write the logics and all. So instead of writing logics, like we do have some sort of automated process. So this workflow through workflow, which is an automated process which is provided by Salesforce. So we can define a criteria. So we can define a criteria. Criteria means condition. So if that condition is met, likewise, okay, we have just seen validations, right? So when we are using these validations, if I want to just validate data, okay, if I want to just control the actual data, so within the system, whether the data is correct or not, if I want to just check. So there, like we have used validation, right? So what we have done, so we have just created one criteria. We have just created one condition. If that condition is true, then we find a validation like, okay, so you are giving a wrong data like that. Okay, so if that amount is greater than less than, so likewise, okay, we have just thrown an error to the user, so this is not the right data likewise. But now what we are doing, so let's take, okay, I have created one record. So if that record which is meeting my criteria, so then, okay, so in that case I can just perform one action. So based on that, okay, criteria, let's consider, okay, so if I just create one any patient record, okay, so within that patient record, so if I have something, okay, so that patient which is an inpatient, okay, and so maybe like when he just, okay, log in and log out, or something like in date and out date. So okay, based on that in date out date, so if he has not, okay, so provided or if he has not paid, okay, entire amount, so he has just paid only like, okay, so 50,000, but he has to pay 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so but so before say, okay, doing that, like it is closed, and before okay, closing, just one thing, okay, so we can just send a validation. So that is the one way like we can control. So this will be working. So before database insertion, okay, but if I want to just send a notification to some sort of users stating that, okay, so this guy, or okay, so this person, so who has already done the payment, like, okay, so 1 lakh rupees he has paid, and okay, so like just to notify the users, like we can just create some sort of actions, and within these actions, like we do have like 4 actions we can just control through workflow rules. Okay, so the major 4 actions like we can control. So in the criteria also, like we'll have whenever a record is created, so that is one criteria. And the second is like, okay, so if that created or modified, okay, so that means like whenever that record is created and every time it's modified, means it will be working for both. So let's consider, okay, so within this scenario, so if I want to just, okay, check anything, okay, if I want to just update, like let's consider, okay, I have just created this Ramesh D. So when this Ramesh D has been created within the system, okay, so if I want to just send a notification to the owner, okay, so, or okay, so to any other person, so if I want to just notification to a set of users, like, okay, to the queue or public groups, then okay, so we can just do that activity instead of writing it manually. So we can just go with the automated flow. So through workflow, like we can just control that. So, but okay, it will be working only for after insert and after update. Okay, only 2 criteria like it will be working. So workflows will be work only for after insert. Like once it is inserted the database, then only, okay, so workflow will be fine. Okay, and after update also, like if someone is coming and, okay, editing some data, so at that case also, if that is meeting, okay, so if that is meeting, like let's consider, so let's consider, okay, doctor experience like 5. Okay, so if this is like less than 3 or something, okay, so we just need to send an email. Okay, so because, okay, he's not a good experienced guy, so okay, we cannot consider this doctor for this hospital. Likewise, okay, if they have like something, okay, so in that case we can just send an email. Okay, so when this doctor has been created, so if this, okay, doctor experience which is less than 3 or 5, so then in that case we can just send an email. Okay, so let's just do that activity now. Okay, we will just create one record right now. Okay, we have not created any, like when we are creating or saving, so it will be saved, right? Even like if I give 3 6 or if I give like 1 year, so it doesn't matter, it will be saving to database. Okay, so here, like one thing we can do, we can validate the data. So we can just write a validation, so it should not be less than, okay, so 3 years or something. But here, like, okay, I don't want to do a validation. I want to notify some set of users who will actually deal these, okay, all the doctor records as a system admin or, okay, some other users, so that, okay, they can understand, yeah, this doctor which is having a less experience, so they can identify and they can just categorize this doctor as a, okay, fresher or something. And okay, so based on that, like we can just do. And okay, otherwise, like I can just create one more field, so I can check, okay, whether if he's like 1 year experience or 2 years experience. Based on this, okay, I can just populate one more field. I can update, okay, once it is inserted or updated, I can update accordingly. So one more field also. Likewise, okay, so we can have like multiple actions which we can do. Okay, so within these actions, like we can create, okay, email alerts. So if I have like some data, okay, when it is created, so we can just send an email to the users. Or second, okay, we can update records. We can update the records, or we can send an emails, or like we can just create some sort of tasks to the user. Okay, so what they have to do like after this as a task, like we can create. Or okay, so we can have like something called outbound messages. Okay, so these are the like 4 actions we can perform. So using workflow. Okay, apart from this, like we cannot perform any other actions, which is already okay provided tool itself, okay, within Salesforce through workflow. So it will be fired. Okay, so whenever it is criteria, which will be something, okay, whenever it is created, means okay, it will be working for after insert or after update. So whenever a record is inserted within the system, then only okay, it will come to here. That event will be fired, and then workflow will be fired. Okay, so workflow will be creating and for a single object. So let's consider, okay, if I want to just perform one action, okay, so based on some insertion or updation, so I can just write that logic for a single object. Okay, so I have to go to object level, and then okay, so there like I have to just while creating workflow rules, like we have to select object. Okay, for which object so you want to create this criteria. And okay, so once that criteria meets, okay, so it can be like insertion or updation. So in that case, okay, so what we need to do, so what the system has to do, we have to mention that as well. Okay, so now quickly see the first, okay, email alerts, like how we'll be passing. So this is just an example I'm giving. Okay, so you can just go through with other examples. Okay, so quickly we will just create, okay, one workflow rule, and then okay, so we'll see how it is working. Then okay, you will have like a better idea like how it is working. Okay, and then you can just try with other, okay, scenarios as well. So and within this like workflow also, we have like immediate actions. Within this, like we have immediate and time based as well. Okay, so if I want to perform immediate like email alert, I can perform. But okay, it's the same email alert, like if I want to send after, okay, one day or after like 1 hour or 2 hours, that also we can control. So within these actions, okay, so we have like both actions, immediate and scheduled, also time based actions within workflow. Right, so if I want to just create a workflow, you just need to go to setup, and okay, so type workflow. So workflow rules you can find here. Okay, so within create workflow and approvals, and you can find, okay, workflow rules. Click on this workflow rules. So like okay, when you are just going through, it will be just okay showcasing like what we can do through workflow. So if I want to just okay control like many tasks, we can just do automated way through a workflow. Okay, so and with this workflow, like what we can do, so we can create some sort of tasks, assign a new task to user, role, or record owner, and we can also do like email alerts, send an email to one or more recipients you specify. Okay, we can just send an email to a single user or multiple users, and we can also do like field update based on one field, so we can update another field as well within the record. And outbound message, like okay, we can just send other like okay, so third party systems, like okay, we can just send a message, outbound messages as well. Like we can just perform only these 4 actions from the workflow. Okay, so like these like some examples they have given, you can just go through it later as well. Okay, so each workflow rules consist of like 3 actually, okay, basic rules. One is okay, so we criteria, we will see that. Okay, so like 3 basic okay, so workflows, like we can workflow conditions we can just set. So if you want to just know, okay, if you don't want to do see this like multiple times, okay, you can just select this. Okay, don't show. Okay, so now continue. And here, okay, if you can see, like we haven't created any workflow as such. Okay, now I'm creating a rule, workflow rule. So first it will be asking for which object like you want to create a role. Okay, so let's consider, so we are creating for doctor object. Okay, we are creating one workflow rule. So how many steps? Like it is having 3 steps. Now, okay, so for this, like, so we can just check, okay, what and all options which are available, role name and description and the object, like for which object we are doing. And this is something, okay, evaluation criteria. So within this evaluation criteria, okay, so it will just like this is the condition, okay, when it has to fire, when this workflow will be fired. Whenever it is created, means okay, it will be working only for insertion. Okay, when a new record has been created within the system, at that time only it will be fired. If I select this, created, and every time it's modified. Okay, so if you just select this like created and every time it's modified and edited, means whenever it is created and also whenever like it is updated. Okay, so every time, okay, it will be checking. And the third is like created and anytime it's edited to subsequently meet the criteria. So this actually, okay, so let's consider if I have a criteria first time, okay, if I don't have criteria second time or when I'm editing, so then okay, it will not fire. But okay, so whenever the criteria is meeting, then only it will be fired. So mostly we will use this third option. And we can also use like in some such scenarios, like if I want to use only for created, we can use this. And okay, every time like if I want to edit and modify, okay, so instead of okay checking the criteria, so every time, okay, if I want to just do this, like we can just create this as well. But the thing, okay, so with this we need to understand is you cannot add a time dependent workflow action. So we have immediate and time dependent, I told, right? Time based. So time based workflows cannot be utilized. We cannot set time based if we just select this created and every time it's edited. So if I don't want like time based immediate, if I want to go with, I can just go with like created and every time it's edited. So that is fine. But now, okay, so I'm just going with either created or okay, created and anytime it's modified to subsequently meet the criteria. So what is the criteria like we are mentioning? Okay, so either like formula, we can just write a formula like we have just written formulas, right? Okay, so all these functions we have seen. So when we dealt for validations, I'm not going through again. Either okay, you can just set a formula based or you can just go through like this also. Okay, so you just need to select the field. So let's consider, okay, so doctor experience. So this is okay, we want to just check if this is less than, so if this is less than 2, that means okay 1 year. So if this is less than 2, so this is the criteria we are checking. Okay, so for this like doctor experience, workflow. Okay, so we are checking like doctor experience related workflow. So if that is less than 1, so what we need to do, so this is just a criteria. So this is second step. Okay, in third step, like what we have to do. Okay, so the action what we want to perform, so that we will be defining in the next step. Okay, so in first step, like what we have done, so we have just selected for which object we want to set, okay, workflow rule, and second, okay, rule name and then description, and then for which evaluation criteria you want to set. Okay, you want to, okay, so whether like it is for created or modified or only for okay whenever the it meets the criteria. So third we have selected. And you can also try like for created and every time it's edited. Okay, and then so we can just go with the criteria met or evaluation criteria. So this we have selected. So if it is less than 2, then it will be checking within the system and then it will be fired. So after firing, after okay this condition meets, like what we have to do. So that is the like third step we have to define. So the real criteria is like doctor experience less than 2. Okay, so with this, like what we want to do. So this is the third step. Okay, what action we want to perform. So right now, okay, there are no actions which have been created. Now we will be adding one action here. Like you can see, add workflow action. So if you can see here, like, okay, there are like 4. One is like new task. We can create a new task. If you just click new task, Okay, you can just see assign to, like whom, okay, you want to assign, whether a user. Okay, so this is the like users, or you can just go with a role, or you can just go with the owner based. Okay, so owner based means like who created that data, so who those owner, okay, can able to get this task. Okay, assign to, and subject we can mention like unique name we can mention, so due date also like we can mention. Okay, and status we can mention like in progress, and priority whether it is high, low, like this. Okay, and finally if you just save this, what will happen, so if that criteria meets, so it will create one task record. It will create, okay, one task record for that user. So with this, okay, it will just notify that user you have to do some action. So either, okay, we have to just mention like what should be done here. So okay, and go to record. If he is less than, okay, 2 years, that means he is a like a fresher. It can be considered either, okay, we can just modify that record, or we can just remove that record. Okay, so because we are not considering that doctor as a like specialized doctor. So likewise, okay, they can delete the data. Okay, we can just mention the comments, so that, okay, you will just go to that record. That user, okay, can go to that record, and he can just perform some action. Okay, you can just delete, or you can update something. So this is one way. Okay, we can just go with the task based. Or second, okay, so if I just want to, so this is TOS. Let's quickly go back to workflow. So continue. Okay, so this is the workflow we have created, but it is not active as now. Okay, so we have to activate that also. But okay, we have just set a criteria, but we have not created any action. So click on workflow action now. So either, okay, we can go with a new task or email alert, or we can just update a field based on another field. Okay, so we can just check this also, like new field update. So if I have a new field, let's consider, okay, I can just write some name or unique name, and then, okay, I can just mention, so field to update, which field you want to update. So if, okay, doctor experience, if it's less than, then, okay, so we can just mention any other, like the doctor number, doctor phone, no, we cannot, doctor designation. So we can set, okay, something like doctor designation, and okay, so field data text, and here, like, okay, so what do you want to update? So what do you want to update? Whether you, okay, you want to put as a blank, or okay, so you want to just mention something like a formula also, we can just go. Okay, you can just go with the formula. Means we are just updating one more field, so based on criteria. So we are, okay, updating one field, so based on a criteria. So if that meets, then, okay, we are updating one more field, so based on one field. Okay, so likewise we can have like multiple fields collection, and then we can update one more field. So within the system, if you just, okay, go with like show this, okay, formula, so you can just write like all the functions we can utilize, and we can just write, okay, that formula. And finally, if you save this, it will update into the database. Okay, so right now I'm not doing that as well, so you can just try this. This is a simple thing itself. Okay, you can just update, so within the system. So third action, okay, second action, like we'll have like you email alert. Okay, and new outbound messages, like, okay, so this we will discuss later. And okay, new email alert. So for this email alert, okay, so to whom like you want to send an